Alright, we are picking up where we left off in Terra Invicta, but with the note that the demo has now been released. So, if instead of watching me play you'd like to have a go at the game yourself, just jump onto Steam. I think it'll be open for about a week. And you can play basically the same version of the game that I'm playing here, with the exception that unfortunately saving is disabled in the general demo, just to stop people cracking open saves, and because we don't want everyone who plays the demo to have to sign the non-disclosure agreements that a lot of people playing the beta have had to do. So anyway, let's jump straight back into where we left off. I remember we're basically dealing with a Godzilla monster over here, and I can tell you a little bit about the megafauna. So you will have noticed before that the aliens seem to be trying to xenoform our planet. As the game goes on, you'll notice more and more xenoforming locations pop up around the place. You can fight them with armies, that's just a temporary solution, but they'll always come back unless you actually get rid of them root and stem using your counselors and a lot of persistence. If you allow xenoforming to develop, it will continue to throttle the local ecology. There's lots of negative impacts for doing that, and eventually it will grow one of these megafauna, which can do immense damage to provinces and indeed even destroy armies. Now, with the whole United States military being deployed at a military tech level of 4.6, which is higher than it was at game start, we should be fine. But, that's just how that works. Let's investigate those alien abductions at the same time. With the pretty scary mind control artwork, let's go and investigate that and get back to it.
I don't think I changed their mind.
Didn't inspire, that's okay. We've got to keep inspiring until Bonza is an absolute fanatic. Looks like the two armies so far are doing pretty well against the megafauna, but I'm still happy that reinforcements are arriving. The first infantry division should arrive shortly.
We've moved the needle.
Okay.
We're winning their hearts.
I mean, we're literally deploying hundreds of thousands of troops against this thing, so we should be doing okay. Let's grab... I'm tossing up between Devolved Space Command, just for the instant influx of new mission control, or whether we go nuclear freighters. I think we go nuclear freighters, although Alien Flora is really cheap, so I might just pick that up, because that can be done by 2 May, and we're at April, so easy, then solid core fission reactor, then back to nuclear freighters. Meanwhile, we'll also work towards having enough stuff to build good ships, and also to go up to tier 2 orbitals. Okay, first Marines have arrived. So we're taking some damage, but with all of these units together, we should be in a position to bring Godzilla down without resorting to nuclear weapons. A lot of nations might be forced to deploy megafauna and have nuclear weapons against megafauna, but there we are. So we've destroyed the megafauna. Initial examination of the carcass suggests it is not wholly independent. It's a plant-like alien growth, strange vegetation, da-da-da. Genetic tampering, staggering speed, part of the alien terraforming process. If left unchecked, an insurmountable number of these titans will soon stalk the Earth. That's basically the game's way of telling you that if you're not policing xenoforming on Earth, then eventually more and more of these things are going to grow up. And while throwing the entire US military at Godzilla brought him down pretty quickly, there's a lot of places that don't have the benefit of the US military. And if there are more and more of these xenoflora popping up all over the space, xenofauna rather, you're going to have a bad time. Turkey is now fully under the control of the servants again, which is a problem. Basically, my political goals now, in terms of my upkeep, where am I at? I'm at 15.9 per month, which is fine. I could free up some capacity by releasing Mexico at some point. Now, there's an option to maybe try and break into China, but that would be very, very difficult. Just that's the remaining big ticket item out there. India is with Humanity First, which honestly I don't mind. We've got Iran. I think the key thing we've got to do politically is make sure the servants don't get any nuclear weapons. So we've got to keep an eye on the servants wherever they are, because they can see, yes, Mauritania has a nuclear weapons program, Morocco has a nuclear weapons program, but it's going to take them forever using those economies to get there. Whereas if they have something really dangerous, like Argentina is almost a quarter of the way to nuclear weapons, like we're just going to have to jump around the world a little bit and make sure they don't get them, basically. The Protectorate are also dickheads, but they're not like dangerous dickheads. Not in the same way. So we'll investigate alien activity.
Reporting in.
Dawn is trying to suppress stuff in Mexico, but I'm not sure whether that's really the go. Let me see. I don't know the answer to this question, whether I can disarm this nuclear weapons program, or whether I'd actually need to finish the weapon before I could dismantle it, which would be shit, because building a nuclear weapon as a state that doesn't already have nukes is considered an atrocity, which
believe
reduces
they'll stay
popular opinion
loyal
of
to
you
the
around the
cause.
world, and also makes some councillors not like you. So we've done alien flora. Da-da. So basically the origin is not from Earth. Causation is highly probable. So xenoflora growths start at alien crash sites. At this point you start thinking, maybe there is a reason the aliens keep crashing UFOs into our location. So it spreads faster than terrestrial flora and fauna. Machine-like regularity. Fantastic. Not fantastic, it's actually terrible, but it is what it is. Let's pick nuclear freighters, but let's pick up the solid core fission reactor. Actually, no, we don't need this. We do need this. So 24th July, we'll have nuclear freighters. So basically what this means is, from this point on, the game assumes that you have ships with like Nerva engines, nuclear reactor-powered rockets that are doing some of the intermediate boosting. So once stuff is in orbit, it's carrying it to Mars, and as a result, it increases delivery speed and decreases total overall boost cost. Let's resume. The French are arriving too late, but that's okay. Let's divert some resources to help out.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
The people will
And
come
then we
to
should
our
consider
side.
deploying our forces back to Turkey and clearing out Turkey again. Regime change in Yemen, I don't really
Mission
mind.
complete.
Okay, so we can't disarm warheads. That's unfortunate. I might put in a feature request to let you use disarm warheads just to reduce the progress of nuclear weapons research to 0. I might put that in as a feature request. I don't think we're going to invade Finland, although if they keep building nuclear weapons... The servants really like building nukes, and it's a really bad idea to let them have them, so...
Standing by for
We're going to
orders.
try and avoid that. What are my odds in China? Okay, so with enough persistence, I might actually be able to break into China. So if I switch over and do some public campaigns, those are not looking very good. I can spend huge amounts of money and not have a huge amount of success, but I do have a momentary, decently high public opinion. So who's my best? I think it's Antonella.
Your orders.
Where to?
So Dawn
Your
can do
orders?
investigate.
On the way to the target site.
At your service.
At your service.
What's the op?
What's the up?
But let's start trying. Like, we'll just start rolling some 11% chances and see if we can
board.
get any presence in China, because any presence in China is valuable. And
Ready
what
to go.
Leonardo will do is, instead of
On my way to the
pressing
capital.
that, he can declare another war on Turkey. Let's just check. So we'll go to the servants. Redeclare Turkey as a rival. Turkey has the European Union and Russia as allies. Let's fix that. Doesn't cost us that much influence. And we'll go give Turkey their second war of regime change in like 5 months. Really, the Americans only went home long enough to kill Godzilla. By the end of the year, we should have serious space economy going. We've got a small economy going. We're building up a little
Public
supply,
opinion
but
is moving in our
we can
direction.
do better. I will look at boosting.
Policy direction.
When does
code.
this done? To May, June, July. It might be worth waiting till July. Do I still have... I hate it when that happens. I probably missed a common ally. Japan, Norway, Bulgaria. Well, that's a problem, because I don't want to unally Japan, do I? Oh, no, I do. It's under the control of servants. So if I unally them, and I unally Norway... Japan is also probably worth invading to clear out.
Recon complete.
We failed to take control.
That's okay, I expected that. We're just going to keep spamming that, basically. There's a lot more
mission.
alien activity I am noticing at this point. Let's do some math here. What does this reduce? Is it 15%? 15%, 365.30, done by 25 July. Okay, it's actually not worth it. It's better to boost something back up there now. What do we got for MC? We have 12 from our HABs. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Is that not 14? Oh, is it 2, 4, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? I'm not sure how we get to 12. Easy way to check. Two, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that works. 9, 10, 11, 12, which means 13, 14, 15. We're actually going to go up to 16 as soon as these finish. So we need to be, if we set up another location, we're basically gambling. We're going to get 2 more MC together by the time it arrives. I think that's a fair assumption because we're building a lot of MC at the moment. So in terms of extra sites, I'm liking Utopia Planitia for 103 water and another 48 metal. Down here is also pretty good. There's a noble metals income and there's even more fissiles. I kind of want that one too. But I think water is king. Water saves us going to series. And here's the thing about resources. You might instantly think, oh, fissiles are more valuable or volatiles are more valuable. Well, think about it this way. Any resource you don't have, you've got to boost from Earth. And the primary consideration is not how much the resource costs, it's how heavy it is. So having a lot of water production is important because water tends to be the heaviest part of any construction. So we're going to go Utopia Planitia. This one's actually going to arrive in 283 days because we've unlocked the tech. And what we will do is we will go, just so there's more room for expansion, 313 days, 283 days. That'll get produced by the 10th of the 4th next year. So not super quick, but we're at least stacking stuff up. We're improving our delivery time. How long until our other ones? 1st December, construction module by... Oh no, this is a solar powered one. Where did I build the construction module? Have I not built the construction module? I'm going to be very... I built 2 fission piles, but I did not build the construction module. So that makes me look like an idiot, and now I can't afford it because I just built another mine. 5.6 boost. Okay, by the end of this month, I'm going to be able to queue up that construction module. Cannot forget to do that again.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
As soon as this number tracks to about 6, I should be okay. Okay, we have electromagnetic propulsion. I want to go to, let's just check. So orbitals. This is the Tech 2 orbital. I'm just going to load the full tree for a moment, because this is important. This is the full tech tree. And it is huge. Operations Center. There we are. Where is it? So to do that, we need augmented reality and orbitals. Okay. So we're going to need to do a little bit of AI research. This is the structure, by the way, that lets you get more mission control capacity in space, rather than having to grind it up on Earth. So that could also be useful. Let's grab... We'll grab Orbital Core. Actually, no, we'll grab Augmented Reality first. Who else is building stations? A couple of people, I imagine, by now.
Our case remains unheard.
Yeah, repeat that. Lots of factions now have good old orbitals.
Mission in progress.
Policy direction complete.
Okay, we have declared war on Turkey.
Prepping for next mission.
Turkey and Japan. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to stop by Japan first. Starting to unlock new propulsion technologies. This is the entire United States military plus the French. We're going to... Titan. That's uncomfortably close. Titan's also a place... We wouldn't get to it in the... demo, but Titan's also somewhere where I might want to have set up eventually. Lots and lots of volatiles, income, noble metals, lots of locations. And you can fit 24 orbital sites there. So Titan is kind of cool. Plus, if you want to found the Grey Knights, that's the place to do it. And of course, they've started building stations
We still lack
instantly.
support.
Keep having a go. No reason not to have a go. And we're going to pause now and go do that construction module. Fission pile, fission pile. This is going to take forever, but once it's done, we will be able to construct stuff on Mars. Now, yes, most of my bases should be up and running by then, but who's to argue? And we've gone up to 17 mission control, which is handy.
Reporting in.
We'll go back to suppressing descent in Mexico because I think the European Union... No, the European Union needs some help.
We'll turn down the heat.
Done.
Ready.
Let's tamp down the heat in the European Union while we get ourselves back up to fully operational. Actually, we'll also defend interests
Everything
there.
safe for our people.
Doing 17% unity income, so we should get this back up. EU's starting to look a little better.
Securing our control.
I think we had a breakthrough.
We can now research mass drivers, which is a good replacement for your early weapons. In terms of early weapons for ships, just a comment for people who might want to dive in immediately. When you start with weapon systems, you start with weapon systems like this. This is a 10-inch naval gun, right? It's a heavy cruiser gun that's been put up into space. And you think, wow, that's actually a pretty heavy piece of kit. And you look at the muzzle velocity, 1.4 kilometers per second with a targeting range of 250 kilometers. Because in space, unlike on Earth, there's no wind resistance, you've got pretty good intelligence on your opponent, so you can fire a very, very long way. 1.4 kilometers per second is fast. It's very fast, several times the speed of sound. It's nowhere near fast enough for space combat. At that, you're taking multiple minutes for your round to hit your target, and if they change velocity, if they move, if they jink, if they do anything, you're going to miss, which makes the 10-inch cannon a potentially quite damaging weapon at 4.4 damage, but good like hitting anything at practical engagement ranges.
We've moved the needle.
Alright, repeat that.
Things are cooling off.
You can see the aliens are really scaling up their number of bases. This is another one out at the extreme edges of the system, I think. No, this is around Jupiter. I didn't know where Alara was, so Alara is around Jupiter. Now, Jupiter, the places I'd really like to go to would be things like Io, Ganymede. Ganymede's got really good across the board balanced resource output. Europa has some potential. Like the moons of Jupiter are great, and also Jupiter is one of the few places that I can think of where it might be practical to harvest antimatter. But we are not getting to antimatter technology in the 7-year demo. Heck, the aliens don't have antimatter technology.
We failed to take control.
That's okay, keep trying. Even one control point would be good.
Acknowledged.
Dawn, you have an option to assault an alien asset. Well, how about instead of Bonza doing public relations, because the American public relations problem's basically been fixed, you do some more European suppression
We'll turn
work,
down the heat.
and Bonza,
Where to?
even though it's in someone else's country, because you see the servants won't fight xenofauna. They'll just let it happen. So they won't deploy military forces or agents in their territory to do it. And you can see in Buenos Aires, things are looking pretty xenoformed, so we're going to send in our agent to help out. I mean, they're more focused on, this crap. And you remember what they did to my beloved Australia. We're having trouble fixing it because, as you can see with their priorities, they're not spending on anything we actually care about. I wonder if there's anything we can do. There is. We can de-emphasize mission control on ours in order to balance this out. This money they're spending on the army is basically wasted. Australia does not need an army.
Order is
If you want
returning.
armies, basically use China
Things
or
are
the United
stabilizing.
States or France or Britain would basically be my advice. Alright, we've done augmented reality. Let's now go orbitals. That'll be done by December. Powering through. I do feel like I'm in a little bit of a race against time. Okay, regime change in Japan accomplished. Fantastic. Now the next target is Turkey. Our influence income will now be trash, but that
We
is
still
fine.
lack support.
We should also probably do something about the public opinion in Australia. Where's the Japanese army? If I turn that back on. Because Japan doesn't start with an army, but they start with an army almost built, so it didn't take much effort for the servants to construct it. We will send them with the death ball to Turkey. Oh no, they can't, because they're not at war with Turkey. That's okay, they can stay at home. We'll investigate alien activity.
I'm here.
We will defend interests in Australia, and then we'll start having to do public
Securing our
campaigns there, I
interests.
think.
Protecting our interests.
No, I didn't want to repeat that. I'll
think we
need
had
to
a
undo that.
breakthrough.
We've built more mission control, which means as soon as nuclear freighters is done, it's now at the break-even point where it's worth finishing the technology first, we can probably send yet another mine to Mars. And we need to defend interest Russia. Okay, nuclear freighters is now done. What do I want next here? Mass driver could be... it's a... no. Sorry, mass driver is an engine type rather than a weapon system. I want magazines. That's a very simple technology that I'm going to want. So I'll pick that up. That'll be finished very, very quickly. Magazines increase the amount of ammo you have. Up to 3 modules destroyed, up to 4 modules destroyed. This costs $1,000. So we've lost a Xenon. Okay, so we lost the maximum number of modules anyway. Well, that kind of sucks. So what has been destroyed? We still have 1 solar collector, so we need another solar collector, which we will build in space. 2 xenology labs, which again runs us basically out of volatiles. But I think we have enough to claim our next site, remembering that we have to budget for the fact that 5 MC at any point will come out, and going over your MC limit due to events or whatever is a bad thing. But no other faction has sent stuff to Mars yet. And I'm guessing that's probably because our probes are 50% faster than most people's. So our probe got there first. So they're probably another, at this point, maybe 70 to 90 days away from being able to found stuff on Mars. We're in a bad transfer window, so we're paying a premium at the moment to get stuff to Mars, but I'm okay with that. What do I want? I think picking up these fissiles, I think this slot here is worth picking up. So that'd be 309.2 days. That is still faster than waiting for the construction module. So that's Mars 6. We can launch the mining complex. We can launch the fission pile. Well done. And this is starting to be some pretty good industrialization. I've got 6 sites, and I think the best 6 sites on Mars. So I may be pricing everyone else out of the market by just getting in just a few months earlier. Also, I have much better boost income than most people. Now, if you look at the moon, yeah, by now there's only 1 free slot left on the moon. Almost everyone's gone to the moon. There are 5 other factions on the moon. The only people who haven't gone there, ironically, are Exodus. And also, no one's grabbed the only other spot with some water income. Like, okay. It might be because Exodus is focusing a little too hard building space stations, which they often do. But they also tend to get a lot of companies that give them extra boost income. So, cool. Israel's joined the United States in our war against Turkey. That's fine.
Target secure.
That's good. They're still destroying the
We
xenoforming
have
there.
found something.
We'll go into Turkey, we'll throw them out and see if the servants come back again. They're putting
We failed to take
25%
control.
of their resources into nuclear weapons. That's significant. Portugal has unallied the United States, but it's still in the European Union, and as long as it's in the European Union, we basically
At your
can't touch it.
service.
But if we piss the servants off enough, they should pull Portugal out of the European
Your
Union.
orders?
You have something to steal. I am going to try and steal a project from you, even if it costs half of my ops.
Reporting in.
No objections at
Ready.
all.
Standing by.
Ready for orders.
Unfortunately, Rowena can't
Standing
do
by
it.
for orders.
Your orders.
What are her
What's
coup
the
d'etats in somewhere like Portugal, by the way? We could push it to 28%. If we spam popular support, we might be able to get a coup in Portugal. Yeah, they're not great odds. Well, they're not great odds, but they're also not terrible odds either. Do we have a... Not really a good chance on the detain or the assassinate either. Those are probably not worth doing. Let's put defend interests on Russia.
Making things safe for our people.
Magazine is done. ECM would be good. Global listening network to help detect aliens would be good. Supply depots. A lot of these really cheap things like social science labs, +1 strength to public campaigns. Like that's a good one. But I'll get solid core fission first.
Securing our interests.
Protecting our interests.
Alright, we're locking down our countries again, which is handy. We'll be in Turkey soon. Should probably drop a defend interest on Japan. I'm not sure when I'm going to drop Japan. I'll repeat that mission. I'm only getting 30 ops a month though, so I'm spending a lot of it trying to steal tech, but stealing tech's a good thing. And the Israelis are coming in as well. Regime change in Turkey, that's great. Solid core fission reactor done. Could get devolved space command. Improved maintenance would also reduce accidents, that's possibly handy. It's very expensive though. When would it be finished? Be finished in November. And so would our headline tech.
PLC is secure.
Are we still at war with anyone else? No. So, because the Americans are spending a very high upkeep on all this, we're going to airlift all these armies home. We'll protect some more nations, and then I suspect what we'll do is we'll spam some... We're probably going to have to immediately abandon Turkey. Even if this means we have to invade Turkey again, I just can't afford the upkeep on
We
that.
still lack
But we
support.
might be able to fix Japan and Australia before we potentially have to abandon any of them.
Ready for orders.
Okay, Bonza. I want you to start fixing Australia's attitude problem.
Making our case.
Thank you.
Ready.
Rowena,
Standing by.
there are all sorts of countries that need to defend interests, and the number one, I think, is Canada.
Securing our control.
Dawn,
Ready for orders.
Mexico,
Securing our
then the
control.
United States, and we're done.
Making things safe for our people.
Securing our interests.
But I don't like this 50% servant public opinion in Australia. It is a bad thing, and we want to be able to get rid of this control
think I
point at
found
some point.
something.
We've stolen Energy Lab, fantastic, and we've also stolen an extra bonus 50% science points. Love a good crit success. Yep, so someone started in Turkey. I can see a servant's evangelist there, and I would like to detain him if I can. Okay, our boost income has been sabotaged. That'll be the servants. If you really piss a faction off, so if we go to relations here, if you start to piss a faction off, they will start to bomb your launch sites, which means eventually your boost income from nations is going to be, well, difficult to maintain. More alien
Fail to take
bases.
control.
What I could do, rather than just continually rolling the 11%,
Ready to go.
what is Rowena's odds of throwing a coup in some of these nations surrounding China? Like Myanmar, right? 76%, 81% chance of throwing a coup in Myanmar. So we could throw the servants out of here.
By any means necessary.
Where do you need me?
Where to?
Standing by.
The alternative is what's the odds of shooting this guy? See, this guy's really hurting us in Turkey, right? So
Taking them down.
I think we just shoot him.
Ready for orders.
They'll replace him, but it'll certainly reduce his immediate efficacy.
We'll make our appeal.
Ready to go.
Dawn, do you need to protect Iran? Yes, you do.
Protecting our interests.
We've got so many nations on the run here, we're doing a lot of protect interests. The aliens are unfortunately industrializing at a decent clip.
They won't be causing us any
There we
more
are.
problems.
I have eliminated John Lyle of the servants. Roll 17 on 82. Pop. So this game really is CIA Simulator in a sense.
We are winning their hearts.
I'm really
and
hoping that
minds.
gives another faction a chance to come through and
We're
take some
winning
points
their
in
hearts
Turkey.
and minds.
I just want it not to be the servants. Because Turkey's economy is too good, too capable of building nukes. I know they've got the advantage of the fact that 86% of Turks just are into the whole servant thing at the moment. In fact, I bet the servants are winning on public opinion. No, I'm winning on public opinion. Only 10% of the population. Oh, for bloody... Okay. Okay, so they sent all of their councillors. Because you can see
We
these
still
are
lack
all the
support.
servant councillors. They've sent all of them. Bloody hell.
Acknowledged.
Where do you need me?
Where do you need me?
Acknowledged.
We can get
Yeah.
Leonardo to investigate one of these councillors. Someone with low espionage like
Initiating
them.
surveillance.
I'm going to start
What's it
shooting
up?
their councillors, I swear.
Where to?
Rowena, go ahead
Reporting
and coup Myanmar. I would
Acknowledged.
like the influence. Just
I will
Bordering
bring down the
country.
government.
Standing
Antonella,
by.
are you still at the point where you get 11%? Yeah. And we're not going to get very far on public campaign, are we? I mean, I'll roll a
Making our
17% there,
case.
At your
just because it'll
service.
improve our odds a little bit. Defend interests. Japan.
Securing our control. Securing our interests.
We're just spending a lot of influence at the moment and not making much progress other than making life hard for the servants. But, you know,
Mission
that's a
in
goal.
progress.
Okay, there we are. Affiliation of the servants, an inspector, take me there. Okay. Not a great counsellor, but there's someone.
We've moved the needle. Clearing things up.
Coup in
New
Myanmar,
regime is in
great.
place.
And Australia's opinion is starting to change for
No
the better.
sway in their minds.
We'll now control Myanmar and see if they can get our China odds up just a bit. I'll show you, by the end of this episode, I will show you the solar system map so you can see how quickly the aliens are expanding. Okay, the initiative took one of the spots. That's something. We're still probably going to have to invade again at some point just to stop the nuclear weapons becoming a thing, but let's keep an eye on it. Oh, there's something else we can steal from the servants.
We'll catch up on years of research.
Can Rowena steal
here.
project? She can't.
Acknowledged.
Ready for orders.
Ready
These
to
are
go.
not good odds,
Acknowledged.
and we're running really low on ops income.
Breaching target security.
I'm here.
Your orders.
Your orders?
Yeah, that's not going to be practical. And we've got xenophobia in Mexico,
You're
so
up.
that's something we have to
Your
deal with.
orders.
We'll go control Myanmar
We'll be running this
to give us a
place
little bit
in
of a
no
bonus
time.
in
Reporting
China,
in.
and we'll defend our interests in the United
Making things
States.
safe for our people.
Not running huge influence income at the moment because we are so horribly over our limit, but you can see it's translating into a lovely 1,800 science per month.
Their security is too strong.
Yeah, I expected that. But still, a free research would have been worth it. Orbitals going
The
well,
people
improved
will
maintenance
come
going
to our
well.
side.
Man, I'm going to make Australia love me, but I need to get back to the United States soon. So now we need to go deal with alien life forms in Hamburg. Now, like I said, you can temporarily suppress them with armies. It's a temporary thing. I don't like basing the first
Our
ID
presence
inland,
is growing.
because then they can't quickly start shipping overseas. So everyone bases on the coast. Yeah, sure, India, you can align with Myanmar. Turkey has unallied with the European Union. That's a sign that the servants are really not starting to like me, that they're deliberately unaligning from my countries. Have they decided they're at war with me yet? No, they're still just in conflict.
Ready for my
Antonella,
mission.
how has that improved your position in China? 1%. Taking that up to 1.1, because Myanmar's just not that major compared to China. You know what, I'll let you have another go.
Ready for my mission.
Leonardo... I'm not sure I can afford you to spend all of my ops, bro.
No
But free
secret
tech
safe
is so
from me.
good.
At your service.
What's the op?
We'll send her to Hamburg.
Going in hot.
Hamburg.
I'm here.
Public
I will
campaign in the
tell
United
our
States.
story.
Fission outpost kit. Those are those kits that I was talking about where you can carry an outpost on a ship. We can research Xenoflora defoliants, because that's some super agent orange that increases bonus against xenoforming and reduces their odds of planting it in the first place, but a bit of an expensive research item.
Their secrets remain locked up.
Bugger. Bugger, bugger, bugger.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
We're winning.
We
their
have more
hearts and
important things to
minds.
do than Australia, but we've sort of fixed the public opinion to the point where I can at least tolerate it.
Target secure.
And as long as we have the executive spot, they can't use the nuclear weapons even if they develop them. So we just have to keep an eye on
We failed
it.
to take control.
Not sure why India under Humanity First ended the alliance. I thought... No, I don't have a non-aggression pact with them. Who do I have a non-aggression pact with? I have a non-aggression pact with Exodus. If I see a Humanity First person,
Ready to
I should
go.
consider going and talking to them. Let's go get a non-aggression
out.
pact with the Academy.
Where do you need me?
I'm wondering if I should give up on spamming China, but like it's a game of eventually it's going to succeed.
Taking control.
Standing by for orders.
Just like eventually this will succeed.
We'll catch up on years of research.
Making contact.
Okay,
Though our methods
non-aggression
may differ,
pact.
we both wish to safeguard
You have a lot of
humanity.
boost. You've got some ops, you've got a lot of money. Kind of want your money. What do you got in terms of orgs? You got a lot of orgs. You have a lot of orgs. You've got UNESCO, okay. Mission control +5 space program, that looks like it could be nice. Perseus Interactive. Mask of products. Space mining bonus, I'm interested in that. Biostabilized control nation, that's kind of cool. Not interested in most of this. Proteus missile in space, it's a bit too small on the boost income, but still that's good. Russian foreign intelligence, I'll pass on. This is cool. Economy spoils, 54 money output, 13% mining output. Not sure how I'm going to pay for all this. There's a lot of space mining bonus here, which I would really like to grab from them. I don't have any science that I can give them. I could give them my shipyard, what would have been my shipyard, and then build another one. That would probably get them to do everything. Because that slot there in LEO is very valuable, and I can always build another one. I have enough boost. So if I just buy all this stuff off them, I'll get a non-aggression pact. I don't have my shipyard anymore, but that's okay. I'll build another one. Here we are, first Martian base founded. Upon a red plane under a hazy sky, the base commander descended from the landing craft. As we take our first steps on our new world, Armstrong and Gagarin, all the rest are walking with us. 500 science, 200 influence, which instantly completes improved maintenance as we complete the outpost core at Mar 1, 2, 3, and 4, because they were all launched at the same time with the same technology. Options, options, options. Devolved Space Command is an option. Global listening is an option. We know there are aliens out there. I would like to be able to detect them. Let's do it. Orbitals we finished on the 7th of November. Let's go look at these Martian outposts. These will be finished on the 1st of December, which is fantastic. I can probably afford 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 makes it 19 on 21. We can afford to launch one more and not be stacking up our MC. We do need to launch a new shipyard at some point, but that's okay. Where do I want to go? I mean, most of these are still pretty good. Like, this is an okay Mars. Some of these aren't very good. Some of them are thoroughly average. This is a good noble metals income. This has got some fissiles, and if I look at the values, fissiles are worth more if I choose to sell them back to Earth than nobles. But we have no nobles at the moment. Still water, still valuables. I think we could do worse than going here. Daedalus Planum. And you're wondering, what on earth will you be building with your construction module if you're sending everything in advance? Well, one, the construction module's not there yet because we didn't get it sent in advance because we didn't have it unlocked, which is one small failure of optimization. Two, my water, I've got a couple of good water sites, so I'm not banking on going to shooting for series immediately. But what I'm really going to build with construction is things like shipyards and whatnot, because let's talk Delta V for a moment. At the beginning of the game, your technology is pretty crap. In particular, chemical rocketry really sucks. So if you need to defend Mars and Earth and the Moon, you're not really going to be able to send craft back and forth. You're going to want to build your craft at Mars, because building something with enough legs to get from Earth to Mars is going to involve design compromises in terms of armor or weapons or whatnot that you
Wrapping up
probably
here.
don't want to make. I'm going to keep going until I've got the mines operating. That's our fault. We didn't keep enough ops saved up, so a hurricane messes up America. That said, America is actually in pretty good
Access
shape.
denied.
It's up to full democracy, which is fantastic, which is increasing its research. Inequality is slowly
We've
falling.
all gaped in awe at those
I'll
images
make it
of the
fall
Earth as
faster.
seen from
The economy is
space.
the only bit that isn't
Beautiful,
growing. It's just
divine.
stagnant. Like, it's
But if
losing
you saw
very,
that
very
same
limited
sight
amounts.
every time you looked out the window, wouldn't you grow to hate it?
Okay, so we've done that. So we've researched orbitals. I do need to go full search again just to make sure I remember what it's under. Operations Center, there we are. So what do we need? We need orbital core. Okay, so orbital core will unlock, that's fine. And we've got the computing technology that we needed, which is augmented reality. So as soon as orbital core unlocks, we can research that. Until then, what I will instead do is go for fission pulse drives. Fission pulse drives or missile warfare. This is the engine I want, and then I need better weapons. And I have some theories on how to make low-tech weapons work against the aliens. So we're going to go with that. I'm going to pick up Principles of Space Warfare. It's quick. It'll be done by 1st of December.
We've moved the needle.
And that's it. That's all we're doing in
Public opinion
Australia.
is moving in our
America
direction.
getting back on our side. There we are. That's the Orbital Core project. Let's switch over to that. That'll be done by December 16th. This will be done by 24 November. I think I actually want to invert this. I want this done sooner. I want that done later. And we can research Fission Reactor 2, which is a better power plant. So we're starting to put the pieces together for a ship that will still be trash, but will not be complete trash. Pakistan's
If it
had an
isn't
independence
ours,
movement.
It's somebody else's. And if it's somebody else's,
Oh, okay.
sooner or later, they'll use it against us. That's why we have to take it, whether we need it or not.
Hans
So Hans
Castillo, there
Castillo.
you go.
5 moves ahead.
So someone else has researched as a technology mission to asteroids. Mission to asteroids is kind of huge because there's a lot of asteroids, and each one can only be claimed by one person, and they have very different resource stats. But they're a definite alternative to putting all of your eggs in one basket. If you get outcompeted on Mars or whatever, you can go and just asteroid mine to your heart's content. So that's an option, but there's one asteroid above all. So you can, if you want to, spend the boost. It's half per asteroid, takes about a year to get out there, and you can start scouting all of these. But there is a dwarf planet which counts as an asteroid, which you should always send a probe to. This is Ceres. Ceres is famous in
still
The
lack
Expanse or a number of other stories and tales, basically because Ceres has a bunch of ice on it, which means ridiculous levels of water output. It's got a little bit of everything else, but mostly it's a big icy ball that you want to mine for ice. And there are only 4 slots. So whoever gets to Ceres first and can fill up these 4 slots has picked up the best source of water out there in our solar system. Pretty much bar none. I can't think of a better one. Someone might be able to tell me. There are alternatives. There are icy asteroids that you will find. I'll see if I can find one. You can see that all of the asteroids are categorized by their type. So like common carbon heavy. So this is mostly volatiles and some water. There'll be some rocky ones or stony ones that might have some fissiles and some metals on them. Stony. Vestoids are pretty good. In fact, I'll probe that one. And metallic asteroids. Metallic asteroids, like 129 Antigone over here, they can give pretty good yields. I'm getting to the planets first, which means I'm probably not going to be in a huge rush. But you can see the Mars sites are... The best Mars sites are better than most asteroids, and the worst Mars sites are worse than the best asteroids. So that's sort of how that clicks together. Once Outpost Orbital Core finishes, we'll be able to build T2 stations. What we then want is op centers, and then we can start scaling mission control, and the limitation becomes money, because mission control stations cost a lot of money, and you will have noticed I'm not really shaking down my countries for much. So let's do a little bit of an update. Let's go administration. International Monetary Fund, that's an option. That's great, that costs nothing and gives +8 admin. Where is my... Do I need to be government for that? I don't need to be government for that. So I kind of... With +8 admin, I want to give it to someone who doesn't have much admin to begin with. And that's got to be our astronaut here. So, International Monetary Fund. Plus economy, plus welfare, plus knowledge, plus spoils, plus monthly income, and +8 administration, which means our astronaut here, combined with his level up, can carry another 6 points. Delta Force is interesting. Gives him no new missions, but gives him +1 command and gives us +6 ops income, which would increase our ops by like 20%. We've got a bunch of unassigned orgs that we purchased from the other mob as well that we can think about. And he's still got a whole bunch of slots. I kind of want ASIS, not because they're good, but because I want ASIS. Let's go through our others first. Let's start with the journalist, because he's only got 1 available and he isn't government, so he can carry this. He can carry this mining, and we're going to move our yield up. And you'll see, because we're about to build Mars mines, remember, these mining bonuses, we've already got up to 25%. That's significant. Let's take you up to here. So this gives +2 persuasion, +1 investigation. This might help you just that little bit more in China. Plus it gives us a little bit of a boost. And also more influence income, which of course I am crushing with my over command limit nation set. Our legitimate businesswoman. She's got some criminal organizations in reserve that she kind of wants to equip. We could unequip one of these and replace it with one of the big guys, perhaps. If we unequipped this, +14 +2, we could go to Komora, +40 +1. That's a lot more money. It's actually 1 less ops. But I still think that's the right move. Like I said, please don't judge this set of organizations. But that puts our money up a little bit higher. Our diplomat, I think the go here is EOS Energy for a little more money and even more mining income. So pushing these positive again. And the astronaut, I think we grab the 30% and the massive boost of money. So watch this, 16.3 becomes 18.3. And he's still got 3 spots open. I'm kind of thinking, I'm thinking Special Operations Detachment Delta. Not because he really needs the command, but because we could use the +6 ops. The alternative is we stack +4%. That's a trash organization. Just getting surveil location for 2? Nah. Nah. +6 welfare investment around the world is actually significant. We do a lot of welfare spending. Do I want the ops? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy Delta. And then, I know this seems weird, I'm going to unequip it because I don't want anyone else to have Delta. But I think I'm better off I'm better off getting one of these, this plus 7% welfare, I think. Because it'll get my countries fixed quicker. I might switch it out for Delta if I'm not feeling it after a minute or two. Let's finish inspiring Bonza.
I'll ensure their loyalty.
What are your odds in China now? Better. Definitely better.
Bringing
I'm
them
rolling
to
at a
our
quarter.
side.
I'll take a quarter.
Acknowledged.
Leonardo, can you just investigate Bonza to see how his
Eyes
loyalty
on
is going? And
Up
Bonza,
here.
you can investigate alien activity.
I couldn't get
I'm going
through
to
to them.
continue this episode until the Martian mines start to come online and we see what our space economy is going to look like. Preferably also we'll unlock
Peasant
orbital
of
cores
interest
before
available.
then. Loyalty score 25. Okay, we are kind of struggling with the ops income.
The people will
I
come
will
to our
stop
side.
spending it, but it's just so useful. So maybe having Delta out there is the way to go. That looks like the fission piles at Mars 3 are beginning to finish, which means it shouldn't be that long until the mines are finished. Because we're about to hit December. Principles of space warfare. Diplomacy has its place, but you don't go into every situation prepared for the worst case scenario. You might as well turn up wearing nothing but a smile. Fair enough. We're going to need diamondoids. We're going to need supercapacitors. So we're going to need carbon nanotubes at some point. But I think I'm going to go missile warfare doctrine.
We failed to take control.
That's okay. I expect it to take a while.
We'll
It's
turn
still,
down the heat.
Europe's still having trouble because it's not
I'm
quite
here.
rich enough. It's too big, it's too diverse, so keeping this low is going to take a while. Its rest value is 2.2. We need to get polarization
I'm here.
reduced. We need to go to about 5.0 in order to feel good about ourselves.
Reporting in.
Rowena, don't assassinate anyone at the moment. Just make
I
the
will try
US
to
love
sway
me.
the public.
Okay, mining complex done. Mining complex done. There'll be another one finishing soon, I expect. But already you can see my monthly water income's gone from about 12 to 121, and I'm up to 50 volatiles, where before I was making like 2. We've completed orbitals, which is great, and we're not going to do that until operation centers are available. You'll see why. And then we're going to refound our shipyards and start getting some MC in orbit. What do I want next? Defoliance is great, but it's not really important. Publicize alien threat is some nice, cheap, free, almost free global opinion that you do once. I'm tempted to pick that up, but we'll do it this way. We'll swap this around, and as soon as Ops Center becomes available, just checking it's not, it isn't. As soon as Ops Center becomes available, that's what we will research. Mines should be finishing. Renee will undertake the shipyard project. That's the Tech 2 shipyard. Noting that we don't even have a 1 yet. When's this finished? 23rd. So we'll go to the end of the year.
Order is returning.
We've moved the needle.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Violence is abating.
Oh, I hate this again. By goes my boost. But that's okay. 4, 5. Yeah, we're as tight as we can be on mission control at the moment. There's not much to...
I will report when my mission is complete.
Oh, that was close. But no one else has made it into China yet, so I'm feeling okay about that.
Standing by.
Dawn? Does anyone need defending? Defend
Securing
Myanmar.
our control.
Damn it, I'm gonna have to go there eventually, I know it. Okay, public opinion boost around the world. I'll pick up solid core fission reactor 2. It's just a better reactor. Missile warfare is not going to be completed until
Violence is
January, so you
abating.
won't see it this episode.
Mission abort.
But next episode, we might start to be able to... We might do a ship design next episode. And I'll talk you through my plan on how my goal of shooting down an alien in the demo, I think it's doable. I'll talk through how I plan to do it. Martian Mining Complex and Mars 3 is finished at Arcadia Planitia, which means we're now doing decent incomes across the board. Vigilantes. I don't want 3 unrest. Boost income continues to decline, but that's okay, because I'm getting to the point where the space economy is happening. I'm alright. Okay, Operation Center, Operation Center, Operation Center. Let's switch this to Op Center. So you can see, monthly support cost 10 money, monthly support cost 1.1, 1.1, 0.1. The problem here is these. The water, we're now in a much better shape. We're doing 230 water a month, but 10 income... Well, actually, our money income is now much better as well. So what we do is we go level 3 Operations Center. We dial this back. We make that 17 of January. 17 of January, we start to shoot some crap into orbit. It's going to be great. Well, that
We still
wasn't
lack
great.
support.
Keep rolling. As long as I have above 500 influence in reserve, I'm feeling generally okay. But we are at 1st of January. So there we are. We've got everything built on our first 4 locations on Mars, except the construction module isn't going to be done until like August of next year, which is unfortunate. But our incomes are now much, much better. We're doing 236 water a month. We're doing 73 volatiles a month, 174 base metals, and 24 noble metals with 33.9 fissiles. That's really good. That's the ability to support a lot of fission piles, which means if we do go to series, we're great. We've killed Godzilla. We're policing the planet. We haven't broken into China yet, but I don't know how we're going to be able to afford it anyway. We'd probably have to dump some of our other nations if we start breaking into China. But I do want to keep their nukes out of someone else's hands. I'm okay with these guys. I just don't want the servants to hold any nuclear weapons, and I'm just worried about China. So what we will do next episode, we've started unlocking Tier 2 HABs. We'll get Op Center. As soon as we get Op Center, we'll start launching some Op Center stations into orbit. Once we have a construction site, we can start building them around Mars, which is probably better from a security perspective. Your stations around Earth aren't really safe from enemy counselor actions, for example. And we'll start designing some ships. I'm going to have missile warfare doctrine. I have a plan on how to get better engines and better armor. We are at 2026, so we're more than a third, less than a half of the way through the demo. But by the halfway point, I want to have the tech I need to start building the sort of ships that might be able to surprise the Xenos. So if you're enjoying this, stick with me. If you're not, or you're just so excited you want to try the game out for yourself, I encourage you to go do so. The demo should be available on Steam. Go for it, and I'll see you again soon.